For over 3 billion years, life on Earth was governed by a single law: evolution through natural selection. It was a slow, chaotic process of trial and error, but in 2026, that law has been rewritten. We have entered the era of creative biology. Today, artificial intelligence doesn't just analyze data, it treats DNA as software code that can be debugged, optimized, and reprogrammed. Welcome to FutureLens. Today, we are stepping into the silicon jungle, a world where AI builds protein machines that never existed in nature, cures diseases before they even appear, and challenges the very definition of what it means to be human. To understand the scale of this, we must realize that biology is the most complex information system in existence. Your DNA is essentially a four-letter language: A, C, G, and T. For decades, we tried to translate this language using human logic. We failed. Why? Because the grammar of life isn't linear, it's multidimensional. Enter large language models, but not for words. Scientists discovered that the same transformer architecture that powers ChatGPT can be trained on genomic sequences. When an AI reads the human genome, it doesn't see chemical bonds, it sees patterns. It identifies sentences that cause aging and paragraphs that trigger immune responses. In 2026, we are no longer just reading the book of life. We are using AI to perform a massive find and replace operation across the entire biosphere. To understand how AI is rewriting life, we must understand proteins. They are the building blocks of your body. Everything from your muscles to the way you perceive my voice right now depends on the shape of proteins. For 50 years, scientists struggled to predict these shapes. It was called the protein folding problem. Then came AI. Models like AlphaFold did in months what would have taken humanity centuries. In 2026, we've gone further. We are no longer just predicting existing shapes, we are designing new ones. Imagine a protein that acts like a microscopic vacuum, cleaning microplastics from your blood, or a protein that attaches to a cancer cell and signals your immune system, "Destroy me." This is no longer science fiction, it is the reality of generative protein design. But the revolution isn't just happening in test tubes, it's happening in the cloud. We are now creating digital twins of individual human beings. By feeding an AI your genetic data, your blood chemistry, and your lifestyle habits, we can create a virtual version of you. In these digital simulations, doctors can test thousands of different cancer treatments on your twin before giving you a single pill. We can fast forward your digital life by 20 years to see if a specific diet will lead to heart disease. This is the end of trial and error medicine. In 2026, every surgery is practiced 1,000 times in a virtual environment before the first incision is ever made. We are turning medicine from a reactive art into a predictive science. You've likely heard of CRISPR, the genetic scissors. It was revolutionary, but often imprecise, making accidental cuts in DNA. In 2026, AI became the lead surgeon. Thanks to deep learning, we can now predict the consequences of every genomic change with 99% accuracy. We use systems like Pythia to model exactly how a cell will repair its DNA after an edit. This means we can switch off hereditary diseases at the embryonic stage. But where is the line? If we can remove the gene for diabetes, will we stop there? Or will we add genes for increased endurance or higher IQ? We are shifting from being creations of nature to being our own designers. This is where it gets truly haunting. Scientists have begun creating synthetic cells and xenobots. These are not robots made of metal and plastic. Xenobots are biological machines designed by AI and assembled from living stem cells. AI algorithms simulate millions of cell configurations to find the one that can perform a specific task, like crawling through an artery to scrape away plaque. These cells can survive in extreme conditions, on Mars, or inside toxic waste. AI is creating a new branch of evolution, the digital biota. We are no longer forging the materials of the future in furnaces, we are growing them in petri dishes. But if a machine is made of living cells, does it have rights? At what point does a programmed biological entity deserve the same protection as a natural organism? But who controls this silicon jungle? A technology that can cure cancer can also be used to engineer the next generation of biological weapons. An AI-designed virus could target a specific ethnic group, or even a single individual based on their DNA. In 2026, the world is facing the concept of biosecurity 2.0. Governments are desperately trying to regulate access to powerful biomodels. But how do you stop a code that can run on a standard laptop in a basement? We are witnessing the greatest divide in human history between those who can afford a genetic upgrade and those who remain natural. Will DNA become the new class marker? We are used to thinking of AI as something cold, metallic, and digital, but the future of AI is organic. It pulses, it grows, and it breathes. We are no longer observers of nature. We are its co-authors. But remember, when you edit the code of life, you aren't just changing a cell, you are changing the future of the entire species. Are we ready for the responsibility of being gods in our own laboratories? Write in the comments, would you accept genetic editing to live 150 years, even if it meant being less than human? Thank you for watching FutureLens. Subscribe to witness the next step of our evolution. The future is already in your blood. See you next time.